Welcome back to the Crochet Credits with my friends at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we have the Tunisian Picot stitch. A really neat concept that I just learned actually last night, and I want to share it with you because you can create texture designs in your Tunisian by using this particular stitch. Now just for disclaimer reasons, I've been painting outside, so I got paint on my hands, so I'll use a pointer stick. So what it is here, if you follow it and just kind of move things out of the way, do you see how the lines travel up here? So if I move this picot out of the way and I see the other line, it travels up here. These picots do not interfere with the vertical lines, but they're actually right in between the lines. Do you see that? And so what we need to do is that the picot is achieved on the return pass. So when we move the hook forward and collect all the stitches, we're not doing anything. We're actually doing this on the way back, and when we go forward we're securing that permanently into position. So without a lot of chit chat, I'm going to just demonstrate on how this is done, and I'll go nice and slow. Welcome to my channel, and I'm here to inspire you, give you crochet advice, and help you along with your next project. If you enjoyed this pattern, please give me a thumbs up or even comment so I can gauge your interest. It helps me to know what to film next. For those that have not done Tunisian before, what you're looking at is a Tunisian hook, and it's holding all the loops open. So as I mentioned, the return pass when it's going back has to do these picot stitches. So what you have to do is that it'll give a count or a graph on where it's going to land. So I'm just gonna say it's gonna land on the 9th time I'm gonna go through. So let me just go through. So we just yarn over and we pull through the first one, and then we have to do the next 9 stitches as the return pass. So we just count it out. So just pull through 2s. So 1, 2, 8, and 9. I'm just putting 9 just for the fun of it. So if I want to picot now, I have to either chain a certain number. In my case, I'm just gonna do 3. So you just chain. So you just ignore what's on the hook and just yarn over it and pull through and chain 3 times. So once, twice, and 3 times. And this is gonna leave a gap in the space that you have, but you don't want to worry about it. And now you're just going to collect, then continuing. So if your next picot was like maybe 4 away from where you're sitting, when you go to secure this to the next one, that's considered 1. So you yarn over, pull through that chain plus the next stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And just for tutorial reasons, they're gonna put another picot there. So in this case it'll just be 3. So it can be any number. The more the chains you do, the higher that it will stand off the project. So 1, 2, and 3. So that means you're done. And so once you have that done, you just pull through 2s, and then you just can go and do the remaining of your work. So what I'm going to do is go all the way back to the start, and then I'm gonna show you how that gets secured when you do the forward pass in the next row. So I'm going to start the next row, and I'm just doing Tunisian simple stitch, and I'm just collecting my stitches. So the whole row is just doing the same stitch work, whatever has been assigned to you in order to make it happen. So the only difference is that when I get to those chain 3s, I gotta manipulate those so they stay on the front side of the work, which is the side that you're currently looking at. So let me just get to the first picot that we're gonna run into, and I'll show you how to manage it. I haven't got to the picot yet, but I can tell in the row below there was a picot there. And so when you continue to work up your project, it literally pulls things back together. So there was kind of a space happening with the picot creating that, but you can see in the rows above it, it pulls it right back. So if that worries you, that's something you don't really need to worry about. So I'm continuing to go all the way to my section, and here is the first chain 3 that I had. So it's the first picot. So let's recap here really quickly. So I'm going into the one right before the picot, or this chain 3. Let's just call it picot, it's just easier. Now when I go into the next vertical, it's actually right here. So what I need to do is that I need to push this forward, and I still need to go into this vertical. So it's a little bit of a jump, but you just bend it down and get the vertical that is right after it. Keep the yarn in behind. And what you want to do is that keeping the tension onto the Tunisian hook or the Afghan hook, just yarn over and pull through. And if you need to use your finger, you can just pop it out from the back, but it's now turned into a picot. So you continue along until you run into more picots, and I'll run into another one in just a few seconds for now. So I just continue along minding my own business. I know it's hard to believe. And you're just gonna go forward. There's the next one. So move it forward, use your fingertip, push it forward, and just go for the vertical. So if you're not sure, just follow the vertical up from the rows below and get it. And before you kind of secure it, yarn over to pull through, just make sure it's staying in the front. And then you just continue along all the way to where you need to go. So I'm going to do a return pass just to show you how that gets secured in, because it's already there, but it's the return pass that will help it keep its position into the future. So I will be back in a moment. So I'm continuing back now the return pass, and I told you as I was going across that it's going to look like it's open, but when you go here and you're pulling through the twos, you're literally securing that, so it's going to be sticking out for the rest of its life. So here's the picot here, so you pull into this two and this two and secure it. So it looks more open here, and as I showed you as I was going in the forward pass on that, the next row kind of just literally solidifies that deal, and this would be how you would create those picots using Tunisian. And again, the chain count that you use can be anything, but if you make it too long then it becomes a snaggy thing, and if you make it too short it might be a little more difficult. So this is a chain 3 picot, and it looks amazing for creating shapes and standoff texture within your Tunisian. Have a good one, and we hope to see you again real soon right here on the Crochet Crowd.